Welcome back to M Hood Fishing. After the moon, after the rain, fishing for dinner. That is what's up. Yeah, you're right. So exactly that. We had the full moon. We've already been through the day before, the day of, and the day after. This is the day after the day after. We got pounded late last night and all through the wee hours of the morning, pounded by rain. This is what the local bayou looks like. Can you see that? Not as bad as I expected it, but it is a little dirty. We're gonna do a couple of birds here, one stone this session. Well, 2 rods really. So what is that, 2 stones? We got Mikey hanging out down there. Hot dog on a jig head. Yeah, you're right. So yeah. Ooh, just saw a little spotted gar. There's another spotted gar right there. As reports go, the ones I've heard already from Mikey is that the fish have been active today, so maybe we'll have a good chance of getting something. But right here off this little bridge, the good news bridge, the good news is we're gonna get some bait for tomorrow because we're cranking. We're just gonna knock them out as far as we can because there's more rain coming later this week. Let's get it done. If all goes well, if all goes to plan, this is a bass catch and cook that we are doing, but we need bait for tomorrow morning's catfish session or tomorrow afternoon's catfish session, however it works out, right? Because kind of got to plan things by ear. Oh, so this is a float rig that I had tied up when I went out to Thibodeau earlier last week or later last week, depends on how you'd like to look at it. And it looks like we need to fix that hook. It's bent out a little bit. Sometimes you can just do it with your fingers, but if that doesn't work, you can find a hard surface, and if that doesn't work, you can just pull out your multipliers, your multi-tool if you have those, and those are in my pack somewhere. But this should work too. Just get it bent back inside there. We're looking good now. That looks great. Let's get that worm on there, get some bait. So all we have there is a size 6 Aberdeen underneath a weighted cork. Because there's no weight on the line, the cork is going to kind of lift to its side but go straight up as it gets a bite. Starting out right in this area with about a little over a foot underneath the cork. Got to get it in the right place for that bait. It's just going to naturally drift down where the fish are hanging out, where it's just going to be right off the bottom. That's how I judge it. It's about a little over a foot right there. See if there's anything hanging. It's a bit of a break line, like a little bit of a drop off right in this area. Water's not that dirty. I can still see where that break line is. The reason why we're doing this right now is because it's not really the best time yet for hitting bass. We could get one. It is a little after 4, or as I would say, 4-ish. Sunset is a little bit after 7 this afternoon, so we got some time to play around, see if we can get something for the catfish. No bite here. Let's go. On the wrong side of the road, bro. At the moment, this wind is a little too up for my liking when it comes to float fishing. But you could call me lazy or whatever you want to call me. I just at the moment don't care. That's what we're doing, float fishing. But as we move around, we want to figure out what the depth is that we're fishing and change that cork. Sometimes when you're doing this with no lead on the line, having a little more depth underneath the cork than you actually need is fine, because it's going to take forever for that worm to sink, and you're probably going to pick up the fish on the drop anyway. It also helps when you have a wind like this to have a little more of a depth under there, because see, the wind is making that cork drag, so you're essentially trolling that worm and staying up off the bottom. Look, it just changed its, something picked it up. That's what's up. It looks like we might have someone else with us. Yes. Yep. That's how you troll a cork. Let's see if I can improve, because the first fish had it all the way back. He swallowed it. Might want to change the depth. It looks like the bite could be when that cork stops. There we go. Did we? Yes. Better that time. Did not swallow it that time, and that is a nice size. Hopefully we'll be able to get the bass, but maybe if not, we'll be eating our bait. I don't know, bro. Okay, so we're gonna put it upwind and just watch it. Looks like something's already picked it up. Nope. Throw it upwind a little bit so we can have a longer troll. We just got to watch it. If that cork stops, we might have a fish, or if it just goes they seem to be picking it up and going that way. As this cork gets blown closer to the bridge, closer to me, I'm gently picking up the slack, reeling up the slack to where I don't have to pick the rod up too high to set the hook. And so far, nothing. Oh, we got, whoa. Maybe we need to change our depth, but whoa, it looks like we might be eating our bait. We did get a hook up there. Look at that, another red ear. So we got two in there. Not the largest red ears I've ever caught, but almost a few more. That would be enough, right? All right, a little bit upwind. Here we go. Something just picked us up. I'm slowly, nope. Slowly bringing that slack out, because if there's too much slack, another thing that's going to happen, because there is a breeze right now, that breeze is going to catch that bow in the line, that slack, and make your cork troll faster to where you're at than you might want it to. So picking up that slack as it comes to you kind of decreases its rate of flow. Ooh, my soft cooler is talking to me. Oh, I spooked something out there. Oh, gotcha. What do we got? Looks like we might have actual bait this time. We got a gill. That wind is starting to pick up a little more than I wanted to right now. No matter what I do at the moment, my cork is just trucking.
I went over there doing 2019,
Uh-huh.
and it was there. Never baited, nothing. So.
They've come and gone. Those weren't there for a while. Now they're back. Ooh, what do we got? What do we got here?
Texas Blue.
What'd you call it?
Texas Blue.
Yeah, Texas Blue. I thought you said something else. I was like, what? Yeah, that's a name, another name here for Rio Grandes. But also, Texas Blue can refer. Ooh, he's peeing. Refer to all that neon blue spots on them. It's because it's an aquarium trade fish. Gotcha. It's getting more and more difficult because of the wind, because the wind keeps picking up. There's another red ear. It's more bait size than pan size. Ah, that was a big cichlid.
Let's see if we can pick up that big cichlid I just lost them. It's possible they don't just scurry off after that. He might be sticking that spot out because he could be getting ready to spawn. Now, a lot of things during this past full moon were spawning, especially the bluegill in a lot of places. A lot of fish, oh, we almost had something. A lot of fish will get on their beds coinciding with the full moon. And that was true for bluegill this time around. Here we go. No. There's some bites right there. Gotcha. Gotcha. All right, it's that cichlid I was looking for. I think it's just not as big as I thought. Maybe it's a different one here, but that's the second one. I got the first one in the tote because, you know, we could always do, if we have to eat the bait, we could do cichlid versus red ear or whatever, or put both in the pan. I do like to eat these. Not my favorite though. I gotta clarify that. Not my favorite because it's a dry kind of fish. You really gotta pay attention when you're cooking. You don't want to overcook these or they'll be dry and chewy. Come on, take it. I know you're down there. I know you're playing with it. Gotcha. Ooh, running like crazy. Oh, look at that. Bluegill. That is a good size one. I got some more bait there. Not only have we switched locations, we're straight up bass fishing now. Well, he was bass fishing the whole time, but this is kind of like Grand Central Station down here. There's more people than usual, so we might be changing locations again soon. You just come around the corner. There was way too many perch fishermen there. We're kind of limited in what we can do. We've got more opportunity out here. We were just down here like 15 minutes ago. All of a sudden, all the perch fishermen that were here, they were on the bridge, they were on the bank. It was like 3 vehicles, then 4 vehicles because a 4th one showed up. All of a sudden, they just all left. Well, as you can see, it's getting later in the afternoon. And I've been looking for bass for a while now. Haven't even had a bite. Might be eating the bait. Oh, wow. Did you guys hear him? Doom, 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 doom. Little baby alligator going doom, doom. Oh, we had a bite there. What? This little tiny baby alligator here is a fairly fresh hatchling, calling his mom. I'm surprised I don't see a bunch more. I'm in an area where there's nest usually, not necessarily where I'm standing, but close to me in this vicinity. Got you. Got a fish. Look at that. There's no one behind me. We got a dink. I am pleased to finally catch a bass, but I'm also sad to say that there's no way I'm going to end his life because he's way too small. Seems like a waste. Not going to give me a lot of meat. We'll eat the invasives and maybe one of the red ears. Might even get lucky and catch more bass. We're getting to that time where they should be feeding a lot heavier than they were earlier. Oh, by the way, this is a shaky head, 1/16 ounce. Started with a watermelon red.
So this is a June bug finesse worm now. A bird and an alligator making music together. Sun is setting, alligators and birds are starting to harmonize, so I think that means on that note, let's go cook the bait. First things first, we're gonna chop some mustard greens. Small amount, just enough for me. Got them. We're gonna go down them like that. Haphazardly, not really paying attention too much to the size of strips. Now we want to come at an angle. And that should be good. Anything that came to the side that's big, you just kind of cut it. Bunch it up and put it in the bowl. Chopping onions, I only have 2 green onions. That's honestly enough. In the bowl with that too. 3 cloves of garlic. I'm just going to go ahead and just individually press them in. Take this knife, gently ride down to get whatever's there. I'm also going to go ahead and just open up, take the knife again, pull out what's in there, and just put it in the bowl as is. Just like that. This is almost empty. I'm just gonna, whatever's left, it's going into my pan here. Problem is, I need more liquid in there, just a bit more. Was gonna do it a cup at a time, but we don't have to. I'm just gonna sneak up on it so we don't make a mess. There we go, we got the pressure we need. And that's probably good right there. And that's good right there, just on a 4. I'm gonna knock the heat up, but I wanna start like that. This is dashi. It's a Japanese thing. It's actually just instant fish stock. We're gonna put a tablespoon in there. Sesame oil, not a lot, just a little bit. Something like that right there. Brown paste. This is miso. Some things I would do to your taste, if you know what your taste is with some of these things. We will do about maybe that's too much. Something like that. I'm gonna go ahead and just up that to 6. This is an electric oven, so that'd be a little over medium heat on a gas. And as this liquid, the broth and the water heats up, this miso will slowly blend into it. And now that we have a boil, we're gonna go ahead and add the onion, the garlic, the mustard greens. Stir those in real good. Make sure we get it all in there. Because these are mustard greens, we want to stew them for a while. Everybody has their opinion, they have their taste. I'm only going to go about 20 minutes. So what I want to do here as a stir man is get a boil again. Then I'm going to reach over to my right, quite the reach as well, and cap this pan and let it simmer. I'm going to drop it from where it's at right now down to a simmer, meaning I'm going to drop the heat. And here we go. Here's our rapid boil. Before we drop the heat, we want to go ahead and step back. We might get a coonhound in the frame because she's nosing around wondering what I'm doing. She smells the food. There we go. Watch that thing steam up. It's heating up in there. It's coming to that rapid boil. That's what we want. Now we will drop it down and leave it sitting there simmering for about 20 minutes. 20 minutes have passed by. It's reduced quite a bit in that time. I think I would like it to reduce a little more, but it's just about there. Up in the heat this time. And get that going pretty good. All right, that's 4 fish. 2 cichlids, 2 red ears. I did the cutting ahead of time just to move this along. Here we got garlic and herb seasoning. We already got garlic in there, fresh garlic, but there's some other things we're just going to add a bit. This will up the salt content, so I got to watch it. I'm going to add the fish actually before I add that seasoning. I'm going to put this fish in the areas that are boiling rapidly. We're working with a coonhound. She wants to stay right up underneath us because I must be doing something right. Like I said, I don't want to add too much, just a little bit. It's got chili in it, other things. When I said that a lot of people find this disgusting, what I mean is poaching fish. A lot of people think that's just wrong, you know, poaching fish. They even think that about eggs too. There's people that are just absolutely disgusted by poached eggs. Yours truly is not. Now, I could have reduced it even more, and we would have been in between poaching and steaming. But this is truly poaching. So what we're doing here, you could time this, say maybe it takes 5-10 minutes, but I'm doing it by a feel. I'm doing it by intuition. We'll open that so you get a face full of steam here. See how the edges are going white? We want all of that to go white. One of the tricks to move this along without going in there and flipping the fish is this right here. Just move it around. It gets that liquid going, and it gets it going over each piece of fish. You're effectively stirring by doing this. Almost looks like I'm making soup, doesn't it? Maybe I have too much liquid in there. Honestly, it's going to be fine though. It doesn't take long to poach fish. If you go too long, they just fall apart, and then you have soup because it's all feathered out. But we don't want to do that. So that's why we're standing in here talking, yakking, and watching. That is looking good. Still a little soupy. It's not much of a gravy, but it is going to be good over some rice. We're using a different spatula. Make it easier to get what we want out, and we want the fish out. Wow, this smells excellent too. The whole house is smelling like this right now. Don't have a fishy smell. Mostly you smell the miso in this house, which has a smell similar to soy sauce. I'm trying to get the mustard greens all out too. There, I think that's about it, except for the little pieces right in here. Now we want to get some of this sauce out, not all of it. We don't want it too soupy, just a little bit. That's good right there. I actually have not eaten much today, so yeah, legit starving is what is up. That is good. I was actually fasting today. Now that we're past sundown, I've ended my fast. It's that kind of weekend. Yeah. Oh, this is perfect at the end of the day, especially if you were fasting. Good thing for this weekend. Fish and greens and rice. Oh yeah. I think somebody else is hungry, but you ain't getting this. So poaching fish is not the most disgusting thing. Is that a bone? Ooh, I'm glad I found that with my eyes and not my throat. sometimes there's bones. It's fish. So poaching and steaming fish is actually one of the healthiest ways to cook fish. Forgive me if I end up eating all this in front of you. I'm just that hungry. Very good. Very healthy. Oh yeah. However, if you are one of those people that does not need a lot of sodium in their diet, go easy on the miso because it does have a lot of salt in it. It is fairly salty. This dish is fairly salty. However, I didn't add any extra salt. Just a little bit of that seasoning, which has a bit of salt in it, actually. I'll take that back. So I did add some salt, but the sodium content is mostly in the miso. And some people might not like miso, so maybe choose another way to poach fish. Miso will give this a bit of a fermented taste because miso is fermented. Oh yeah. It's basically fermented soybeans, but very good. Oh yeah. I'm gonna eat just a little bit more if you don't mind. You would hate it, Tulsa. You wouldn't like it. It's garbage. I'm gonna throw it away as soon as I turn the video camera off. Yeah, it's horrible. I'm surprised I've eaten so much of it. No, it's great. Oh, somebody's gutted. That's what's up. You're next, right? Is that what's up? You want me to take care of you? Me first, then you? Yeah, you're right. We'll get you something. We'll get you something. It just won't be that. You can't have my food. All right, guys. Try it out. It's not as disgusting as some people tell you. Thanks for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, and I will see you next time.